Hey, what's going on, historians? Welcome back to another episode of the, right there on the bottom, Historically Haunted Vodcast Show, episode number 20, the Big 20. This week, I have someone that I've known for a while, and he's helped me out a couple times here. I haven't really only met him a couple times, but I've been friends with him on Facebook, followed his work for a while. And he's with his beautiful wife because they just literally got married. So we're going to bring him on without further ado. You guys know Jim Brown. He's been right around the scene for a while. And of course, Dawn Marie Brown, I should say. What is going on, you two? Tombstone Paranormal.
Yes. How are you?
How are you, brother? Good to talk to you guys. Finally, I know you guys, I mean, between obviously having a newborn, having a young ghost hunter, and then getting married and everything else, on top of everything else, you're a busy working dude. If I talk to you like, back to work, you always try to tune in on the shows and shit. So I got to bring you guys on. So I'm glad you guys could join us, man. How's everything?
It's good. It's been busy. Just recently got married. So for the past 2 weeks, we've been right out straight. And of course, we have the little guy too that keeps us going pretty.
Yes, the Milton man.
Heavy. So yeah, so it's getting out and about and doing stuff's been kind of slowed down lately. But we're getting to the point where we can, get out and start going back at it again. And we have been paranormal haunted investigation for quite a long time. I've had it for many, many years. And we were just kind of discussing over the past couple of months that kind of our wheelhouse lately has been doing cemeteries. I love cemeteries.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I love them.
I follow you. I love them. You hit up all the night. I'm not going to cut you off, but all the ones in like the Freiburg, Bridgeton, the New Hampshire area. You guys got a lot of favorites, which we'll touch on later. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this man loves cemeteries. He does. Both of you do. Dawn's got an eye for it too. Great photography. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, she does a great job. So we're just talking back and forth is the reason why we kind of went to Tombstone Paranormal, because that's a little more fitting to what kind of like we enjoy doing the most.
Yep.
Home investigations is fine. But I just love the cemeteries with all the history there. And you can get a ton of evidence there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love it.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely free. You don't have to pay people money to go do it. Yeah.
And sometimes those home cases are great, but a lot of those people just want attention, or maybe they're a little whatever. I'm not trying to knock anybody, but sometimes you lose a lot going into that, and it kind of takes a chunk of you. With a cemetery, you can just go and have lunch like they used to do in the late 1800s, early 1900s, have a picnic.
Right.
Check out a sea captain's grave. I know you're a historian too. You're always checking out certain whatever grave, general's grave or whatever. So what's individually, Dawn, you can answer separately if you'd like. What's your favorite cemetery? What's your go-to if you had to pick one?
I think we have a favorite. We both like Tollbridge Cemetery. It's in Freiburg.
Oh, I love that name.
Yeah. We're gonna have to scoop more that.
Oh, Brian's checking in. Brian says, "What's up, Brian Bohol?" He's actually gonna be my guest next week.
Nice.
Yeah, he was saying, and of course, my girl Heather checks in. Hello, Mr. Historian. Hello, Heather. Thank you for tuning in. We're talking to Jim Brown and Dawn Brown. So yeah, that's a great switch, and I love the name Tombstone Paranormal. It's kind of pretty cool shit. But you guys have done a lot of work of what is it? Not the Octagon House. Where's that place in Vermont? Didn't you go to like Wilson Castle or something? Did you do that?
No, we haven't been to Wilson Castle. We've been down to the Conjuring House.
Ooh.
So we did an overnight down there.
That's the picture you gave me for the flyer. I knew it. That was the old farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island. Oh boy. Bucket list for me.
Yeah, that place is so awesome though. And
you guys have been a couple times, haven't you, or just once?
Just the one time. And it's really an amazing place. I mean, just the whole feel to it. And but I will tell you what, the most activity that we ran into there was in the basement.
Really?
Yep. And
when we were in the basement asking questions, they were getting answers to our questions upstairs in the room because they were doing stuff upstairs. So it was quite funny. Then when we all came back downstairs and were talking, like they were answering and saying all of our questions that we had talked about. Okay. Nope.
It's all right.
One of the kids are
away. It's hey, mother duty's called. This I'm not worried about it. That's all fine.
All right.
So Jim, let's go off subject real quick. What's your go-to? Obviously, you got a Grateful Dead shirt. You like that shit? You like the old school rock and roll?
Yeah.
They don't make it like that anymore. I loved what was it? The Touch of Grey, where the skeletons were playing in the
Yeah.
in the 80s.
I like that
Yeah,
one.
that was a great tune. You ever seen Grateful Dead live or Fish or anything like that?
I've seen Grateful Dead a couple of times back in the day.
Deadhead, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow, Garcia, huh?
Yeah. And he was still around back then.
Yeah. And they used to tour in New Hampshire and Maine back then too. That was actually a hotbed, New England. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him over in Oxford.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But
Heather, that's interesting. The answer was going upstairs in the Conjuring House. Yeah, that is interesting.
It was, because in one of the rooms downstairs, the one with the well.
Yeah, that's funny. Nicole just said, "Isn't there a well there?"
There's a well, and the water's crystal clear actually, because you can look into it. I laid down just to kind of see if you could get any kind of a vibe off of it, and but in that room there was a chair in the corner and it had a football on it. The first time we were down there. So we went upstairs and we just kind of roamed around. There were people in one of the room that we were actually going to spend the night in, which was a perfect room. And then we decided to go back to the basement. So we went back to the basement, went back to the well area, and
don't worry about it. Everybody's got kids and dogs. And
all right. Sorry about
it's
that.
all good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You guys are good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're all good.
So I just started asking like questions about, do you like playing with the football that's in here? And everything that was around was kind of like moved. So I don't know if somebody moved it that came in behind us or if it just came off. But all the questions that we were asking downstairs, they were getting answered in the room that we were going to stay in. And how we knew that is when we got together, Toby and Travis Hartford.
The Hartford, yeah. Paracon,
we were down there with those guys.
Paracon, I mean, yeah.
And we were talking about being down there and questions that we were asking, and they just looked at each other, go, "That makes sense," because they were talking about yes to footballs, and they kept referencing footballs and everything else that we were talking about, and it said my name.
See, but in a house like that, ghosts aren't limited, spirits aren't limited. They can go through. People don't realize
everywhere. Absolutely.
And that house, Jim, what is that? I think 1740s, right? Or 1760s. Very interesting. I've heard soldiers are buried there. Of course, Bathsheba the witch. I mean, the suicides, all that stuff. That's wow. And I know Corey just sold it, or he's selling it, if I remember right. I want to. Hopefully, someone buys it that can still rent it out, unlike they did with.
Well, I know that they are. That's part of. They're not going to sell it to anyone, and I know that they had interest as buyers. But if it wasn't for the good of.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were not
the paranormal research, and they weren't going to sell it to those people.
Some people would take a corporation and use it as a museum and charge people $90.
And that's what they said they didn't want.
And they didn't want that to happen.
Good deal.
Because it's such a landmark,
Yeah.
And, but that's definitely a cool place, and go check it out.
I definitely want to.
You get
Conjuring House is a bucket list. We have an actress here. I met her at the I think it was the Warren Con or yeah. But Debbie checks in. Hello everyone. What's up? And Chelsea Gill from Paraflix checks in. What's up, Chelsea? She was my guest of the week. Awesome. Let's see. We have a question from. Oh, let's see. Where is it? Brian, could the Conjuring House be a tulpa? What's a tulpa? Like a portal? What is that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Is that like a portal, Brian? I'm not very educated. I'm from Maine, so I don't really even know how to pronounce that. But if you mean like a portal, I've heard that Conjuring House is a portal. So Lorraine Warren even said that there's different different areas of years that are there. Hey Mary, how are you? Hello for checking in.
But you got to wonder with that house too, where there's that open well in one of the rooms downstairs. If you just get stuff, because it's granite. So you have granite down there, then you have flowing water down below you.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's just vibes enough to have some things going on as well. But
constant water energy flowing through that place. Wow. Feel free to ask the newlyweds a question, guys. Obviously, they got the married life. You can hear they got kids and everything, which is awesome. But they're also pretty dedicated in the paranormal field. They're well known, especially on the New England side. Okay, let's see. Brian's answering. It's basically an entity that is created by people wanting something to manifest. Basically, people creating the ghost by wanting it. Okay, so as Jim, you can answer that, but a lot of people go there with Ouija boards and they try to bring shit up, right? I mean,
it's true. And I'm glad that question's there, because you see, I mean, I've always wanted to go to Moundsville and check that place out. And people go to all these, you know, all these big gigantic events, and that's all fine and dandy. And I would love to hit a couple of them, but there's just been so many people that go in there, and you know, so much information from those right there. You're walking in, almost feeling it before you get there.
Yeah.
You know, so are you getting like true activity, or are you getting activity that you're, well, pardon the pun, conjuring up yourself? You know, in your head when you're walking in. You know what I mean?
No, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
because
so
you're right. Because at the same time, did someone else open up something that now you're picking up their fucking mess?
I will say, I mean, I grew up exactly. Like right outside of Moundsville. So I grew up right in the middle. So Moundsville, West Virginia.
I was saying, was that Pennsylvania? But it's West Virginia. It's old native burial ground.
It's right on the border of where I grew up, in Ohio.
So
there's the Blair House, and then Moundsville Penitentiary, which are like they're like not even 10 minutes apart from each other.
Wow.
And so, I mean, I wasn't like into it as much, obviously, as I am now with Jim, but I've been to the penitentiary like numerous times for like the haunted houses and stuff, and it is definitely, it's definitely different. Before, you know, I would look at it probably a lot different now than I did before, but like just as a little kid going in there, it's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous building. Like I used to, when I would go, I would send pictures to Jim before we were ever even together.
Shit. That's how you won his heart.
Right.
No, that was my smart mouth.
Right.
Oh, I love it. So you mean basically knowing it before you really knew the history of it? You mean like just kind of knowing it, not knowing what it was about? Is that what
right?
You mean?
Like I just knew it was as like the penitentiary, and then I mean you knew like as you do tours there, they tell you stuff.
Oh, they do tours?
Oh yeah, and they do tours like you can go like daily. I'm gonna get him so he's quiet.
We're gonna have
good. I don't even hear. People are chiming in. Heather says not a fan of Wells. Talking about the Wells earlier. Jay Hill from Studio 6 Podcast and Wisconsin Paranormal Research says, "What's up? What's up, dude?" Nicole asked, "Do you guys know the history of the Conjuring House?" Honestly, Jim. That's why me and Jim get along well. Jim's very well when it comes to history, the historical side. I'll let you answer that, of course. But in my opinion, absolutely, you guys know a lot about that, right?
What was that?
A lot, some of the history on the Conjuring.
Oh, there's a big man. The world's smallest ghost hunter. Milton Brown. What's up, homie?
I don't know. I think he's got competition with Matt's little girl. She's a lot smaller.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. And then tomorrow there'll be another one, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, he's grown though, because I met him, and of course at the
he's
at
a big
the
boy
Christmas
now.
Terror Fest in Portland. Oh, dude.
Can you say hi? Look.
Hi, big guy.
Can you say hi?
Hi, little brother.
Clap. Yay!
But the Conjuring House has had additions to it, but they're all extremely old.
Yeah.
So there's one original section up front, which if you ever go there is the spot that Corey and Jen are in. But I want to go back and touch base because this is an interesting point where you're talking about soldiers. So supposedly soldiers were buried in the walls. It says.
We started a trend, Heather.
But yeah.
But yes,
as far as
the cement walls, right? Though, like the ground wall or the house walls.
I think the stone walls is more or less what it was because, in talking with Carl Johnson.
Yes, the brothers, the brothers that actually brought the Warrens in on the
right, absolutely, was referencing that he believed that within the walls was the stone walls because it's surrounded by stone walls, that property.
No shit.
Right there.
Oh, I gotta go.
Supposedly we heard there was a hi big man is a guy with a crooked neck who lingers in the basement, which we never ran across at all.
I wonder if this is where the Crooked Man started, that little thing in the Conjuring series. I wonder if that's where they got the Crooked Man from.
And I think that's a reference to it.
Now, wouldn't we have x-rayed this? Can't they x-ray this shit stuff? I'm sorry. Couldn't they x-ray this stuff to... like, can't you like do like an X-ray to see bones, like a
To see if there were bones within the actual house. Of course, yeah, they can do that.
Well, I know
Oh.
when we were there, they had just finished up doing like the water. They had done like they had people come in and
like sewage pump or whatever.
like, out back and stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they were checking like the ground penetrating radars out in the backyard. So they had
Whoa!
already been checking some of that.
Wow! So they bring in a lot of stuff with this place.
Yeah.
This place is just majestic. I've heard so many stories, and to hear you, well, I mean, when you pulled in, Jim, because you're a guy that's like both of you actually. What did it feel like, both of you pulling into the driveway? Were you like, "This is it"? I mean,
Oh yeah, it definitely like captivates you when you get to. It's like, holy crap! I can't believe we're here and we're going to be doing it. And so we got there early because you can only get you have to wait till like 6 o'clock in the evening for the overnight events and stuff.
oh really? I didn't
And
know.
we were there probably an hour and a half early, just because out of excitement of being there, you know.
And a lot closer than we thought it was. A lot quicker than we thought it was going to take.
Absolutely. So we parked in the driveway and we were just like staring at the house and just all kinds of thoughts going through your head. It's like, holy crap! I wonder what's going to be going on. I hope we, experience something, and we did. And it was all.
It didn't disappoint.
No, not at all. I mean, they have like an attic space that you can go into. And I was in there a couple of different times, and you can definitely catch a vibe in there. And you just feel it, the hair on the back of your neck while you're there. Whether we didn't get any EVPs in that room at all, but you definitely felt you weren't the only person in there when you're there.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Oh,
I know it's scary. Some people can't dig it, but people like us. Was Dawn holding your hand the whole time, or is she right in there? Are you right in there?
No, she was actually like
I was filming.
She was in the doorway filming.
Yes.
Well,
she's not afraid.
That's awesome.
I will
No,
say
that's
I was
cool.
a little nervous, and only I was pregnant at the time, so I was like, "All right, like I don't want anything attaching to me."
Oh man, Milton's been there and I haven't.
Yeah. So and you have to sign a waiver. When
Really?
you're there, you have to sign a waiver when you go in there, and
Wow.
and so like of course then in it it's like you're not pregnant, and I'm like looking at him and I'm like, because we hadn't said anything, and I'm like, shit. Like, should I say this? And they're all staring, like, so Corey and Jen are looking, and Corey's like, should we say congratulations?
Right.
Like, he was like,
That's cool. Well, isn't it charge you for an extra person?
Right. Yeah.
yeah. So, I was a little nervous going in there, and then especially like because I was pregnant and tired, I was like, well, I'm sleeping. I don't care what all you guys are doing, but I'm going to bed at some point. So then
y'all spent the night too.
Oh yeah, you clapping? So then the fact that like we were in the room that was like supposedly like
the most active.
I was like, ah.
What a sweet way to announce it, Heather says. That's true. Nicole says Happy Mother's Day to both of you, I guess. I mean, whatever. Yeah. Jim, Brian's got a question for you. He says he knows that you use the SB11 Spirit Box. What are you?
My other go-tos.
What are the other
your other go-tos? Yeah.
Recently.
Right. That's my favorite.
You do have toys. I see you post about your toys, which is your little collection.
My other box I like to use is the S box. And you can record EVPs on it as well, but the SB11 is my favorite one.
Really? Why's that?
It's really like super simple to use, and it's got a bunch of different features on it as well. But I don't know, I just like it because I can you can pick out the higher and the lower ranges because you're always listening for the one in between.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's easy on that box, in my opinion, to be able to pick out the ones, the voices coming in between the highs.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have it nearby? I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
If not, no big deal. I mean,
you can go get it.
I can go grab it.
I'll keep Dawn talking. I'll ask Dawn some cool questions.
I'll keep talking, but I'll tell I think it's I'll steal his seat. So he also has been loving the cat balls lately.
Those are big now. I see people put those in like little dolls and stuff. They light up when they move. Like I
I don't want to say a name because I could be misquoting, but I know that when we did like Vassalboro, I think one of the groups used it in their dog.
Oh, the big mill with the tunnel underneath. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Dawn? You seem like, are you more in tune with your intuitions? Are you a little bit of a spiritualist? Do you use dowsing rods, or do you use toys too, or what do you?
I don't.
Is that a trick question?
I was gonna say I said toys, and most people are probably going, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that." Yeah, I don't think got it.
I know.
I hate you.
I love Jim. Just so everybody know real quick too. A year ago yesterday was my car accident, and I'm not going to say too much, but Jim really came forward and helped me to get a new vehicle, and I owe you a lot. I've never forgotten that. I never will. Your sister came through for me too, so you always have a space in my heart, both you guys. You really helped me when I had no one. Well, I had Heather, but I didn't have a lot of people. I didn't have a radio show. No one knew me, and you really came through for me.
It was our pleasure.
Well, I'll never forget that. So
yeah, no problem, man. It was my pleasure, my sister's pleasure, Don's, to do the whole thing. You know, we like to try to look out for people when we can, and regardless of how well we know them or not, you know what I mean? Just to help people get along and get by. And
ever since that day, man, I would take a bullet for you, and that's no shit. Like I tell everybody, I'm like, Jim Brown's a good dude. Like I have nothing bad to say about either of you. You guys have so much going on in your own life, and you really help me. I'm not going to go into things, but basically, just they helped me get a new car. Which of course I got another one now, but I worked my way to it, and I'm doing along a lot better. So anyway, that's a whole nother story, and I'm not going to get emotional here, but that means a lot to me.
Yeah, no problem.
Anyways. So my boy loves his SB11 too. He's saying that's why, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I must have seen it before. Oh, I've never seen that. Look at the little buttons all over it. Where are all the buttons? Wow, that's very nifty. Little white thing.
Oh yeah, you can go AM or FM on it. You can do like sweeps. How I like to use mine is you can go like in reverse on one and forward on the other for your sweeps. And to me, that seems, for me, it works better that way.
I like that.
That's how I like to use it. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't want
it's got all kinds. It's got the temperature in there too.
So it's not pre-programmed words. It literally will tell you what you think it is. It's not going to right. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And we use this like every. And the funny thing, when we went to the Conjuring House, I couldn't use this thing at all.
He put brand new batteries in it, and it would like shut off on him.
My batteries.
Look at he's all over the place. He wants to go ghost hunting, Daddy.
My batteries drained. I went and changed them. I'd be on FM. It would kick me off to AM. I'd go to AM. It would kick me back to FM. I couldn't use that thing at all down in the basement.
And that blows my mind that Dawn slept so perfect at a house like that. You think you'd be interrupted. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No.
No.
You'd be surprised. But.
Oh, Danny Perez checks in. What's up, Danny? He makes Ouija boards out of coffin wood. Do you remember Danny Perez and Perez's?
Wow.
They have the hearse and shit. Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah.
He was going back to that Talupa thing. It's a concept of an object being created through spiritual, mental. That's what we kind of said. You're kind of manifesting your own. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, you're right, Danny. Thanks for checking in. Danny was one of my first guests. I think him and his wife. I have to have him back sometime.
Right. and your comment about taking a bullet, Dawn and I thought we were going to like about a year and a half ago. We were
what do you mean?
We were doing a small cemetery. I posted a video on it. It was a really short one because we shut down. But we were
we had gone a couple times. We went once during the day, a couple times when we had gotten out of work at night, and then
a local cemetery to you guys, like a one out in Freiburg area, Bridgeton area,
right in Brownfield on a back road. Yeah,
so
Marston
it's got
Cemetery.
Marston Cemetery, and it's got these beautiful blueberry bushes all over the ground, and these awesome trees, but nasty ass spider webs that are like spiders are like this big and shoestring. I mean, the thickness of the webs are crazy. So I was worried about that. So we're filming. It was, I don't know, probably like 10 o'clock at night.
Had this handy thing right here.
I love it.
And all of a sudden, like Jim was talking at a grave of a Civil War soldier.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden you hear a gunshot, and Jim goes, "That was a gunshot." We're like, I go, "Yeah, I know." And I'm like, keep going. And then all of a sudden it like went off. Like so, we got shot at again.
Yeah,
And
it's
Shot
like,
at?
yeah,
they
you
were
can hear
across
it.
the
You can
street
hear it like
shooting
going.
towards us.
You
Past
can
our.
hear it like going.
It's pitch black out, so we only have like our little flashlight and the
In the light of the camera, just a little
the
bit.
light
be
of the video
shitting me.
camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm trying to like not turn the camera off because I'm trying to catch everything, and we're like army crawling out of there, and I'm like, watch out for the spiders, and he walks right into a spider.
Yeah, I
web.
know it's too late.
But,
I
like,
I want to get shot in the hip and walk into a
so
spider
we're
web.
crawling, and you hear it like, oh, it's hilarious. I mean, it's hilarious.
Well,
now.
not really though.
But
You
it
guys
was
were
scary.
It
It
was
was
scary
scary
at
in
the
the
time.
moment. But yeah, so we're like trying to get back to the truck. I ended up shutting down the camera because I'm like, we were like trying not to trip on everything and get back to the truck. It was crazy. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I've heard some crazy cemetery stories, but I never heard anybody getting shot at before.
That was messed up right there, dude. I'll tell you.
That's some
We'll have to
hillbilly.
find it. The video's on. It's on both of our pages. We'll have to find it.
Oh, I gotta go watch that now. I've
Yeah,
seen a lot of
it's
your
okay.
videos and shit, but I've never seen that.
It's out there, but that's a cool little cemetery. But it's unfortunately it's not kept. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Nobody's
very
maintaining it. And
Jim,
everything
push over a little bit more to your wife. I can only see half your face. There you go, Jim.
There we go.
Honeymoon's over.
Yeah, respect it. Yeah, honeymoon's over.
And yeah, but it's super unkept, and everything in there is super
It's
old.
funny.
And but wow, what a wild time that was.
No,
And I don't
shit.
even know if we've really ever been back there since then.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go
Um,
during the daytime, but I'm not sure
yeah, I
about
don't-
night.
I wouldn't go at night, brother.
Yeah, it's so backwoods over there. You don't know what the hell's going on with them.
And
Right.
yeah.
Holy
Yeah, I think we've only driven down by. I don't think we've actually been back in there.
But we went to
New England boys don't fuck around.
No, not at
some
all.
of them are pretty crazy shit.
Air trap line or something, you know, that's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earlier, Danny was saying, "Oh, that's let's go with good people." Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Danny said he also made a giant board with the Conjuring House Ouija board. That's cool. You guys play around with the Ouija at all? I have some, but I don't use them. I just use them for props and looks.
I haven't used any. I do have one.
There's one on my front porch, and that's where it's staying. I'm not
Right.
touching it.
I was like, Heather. Yeah, it's for looks for me. I don't really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the one I have is old from. I mean, back when I was. It's a glow in the dark version back when I was a kid, and it's
Yeah.
it's on the porch because
A lot of those were made in Salem back in the day, Salem, Massachusetts, where Wilton Bradley was stationed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if, Brian, I wonder if spirits are repelled by spirit boxes. I think some sketchy
Yeah.
spirits,
probably
maybe. It's hit or miss, I think. What you guys think?
You know, it depends on. I don't know. It probably depends on how people are, you know, while they were alive. I would think too. If they're more, you know, introvert or extroverted, perhaps. Who really knows? I mean, that's what all the research is about. You know,
That's why there's no experts in this field. We're all
Right.
just shooting.
there
We're all
are,
just picking
you know,
away,
you see people labeled as experts, but nobody's an expert.
No.
It's hard to be an expert in anything because
Dude,
things-
even Ed and Lorraine couldn't find answers. Heather, I hope you probably say that about Milton or me. I would think. I gotta watch, Milton. I guess I gotta watch my back. Heather does like him young.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, she could be. She likes, you know. She likes the girls too. Whatever. That's cool. No surprise. Heather, check. Amanda Gerard does Two Witches and Scary Spirits podcast. I'm actually going to be on her show tomorrow.
Oh,
It's
nice.
pre-recorded a week ahead of time. She says hello. What's going on, Nicole? Ooh, spider web. I'll tell you what. I can sleep in
Yeah,
the morgue.
I was more worried about the spider webs than the gunshots.
I can spend the night in the morgue, but I can't go into a spider. I can't stand insects. Heather's laughing.
Right.
Truth, yeah, I'm not a big guy on insects, man. Or alligators and shit, but I'll go spend the night in the cemetery.
Yeah.
So Dawn and Jim separately. At Tombstone Paranormal, everybody. By the way, we're about a half hour in, and Milton, the youngest investigator in the field, for now anyway. What's both your bucket lists separately or together, whatever you think?
What's
Like
on-
Transylvania, New Orleans, Gettysburg, something like that.
I want to go. I'm kind of jealous of Matt right now over there in Scotland and
Yeah.
stuff. I want to go.
Oh, and that ACG. Yeah, they went to the Europe, Scotland, and
Yeah.
the castle.
Yeah.
Heather
Just-
went to Ireland. Yeah, there's a lot of castles out there.
Yeah. I mean, that's to me is like the place to go. I mean, those places have been around forever. We're still brand new over here, but it's, I mean, interesting nonetheless.
Well, yeah, people look at you look at Salem, you're like 1620, 1630. California's 1800s. England's like, yeah, try 1300s. Europe's, you know what I mean? Scotland's like, we got 1200. Egypt's like, we got BC.
That's right.
There's a lot of cool stuff. So that's both of you guys would be overseas. What about America? For people listening, have you guys been to Gettysburg or Salem, New Orleans?
We've been to Salem. I would love to go to Gettysburg. Actually, I haven't had a chance to get
That'd
down.
be right up your alley, Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Gettysburg not to investigate, but like in school, we in 8th grade, like our 8th grade graduation trip, that's what we did. We went to
that's dope.
We went to Gettysburg and they did, the reenactment and stuff like that. So
you could use a refresher.
Yeah, to go back now would be. What are you trying to say?
No,
I think now.
What I'm saying is, you both should go there for a honeymoon. I wish everyone wants to sponsor their honeymoon to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Send me the check for the show, and I'll send it to them. And then we'll send this married couple to Gettysburg. We'll get a babysitter. Bring the kids with them. Who cares?
Oh.
But I also wouldn't mind going to the Sally House. In Kansas.
About that. Is that the girl that was baking bread and got shot during the Civil War? Right? In Gettysburg? Right?
Sally? No, this is a different state altogether.
Oh, shoot.
It's in Kansas.
Kansas?
Yeah, there's been some shows on about that house before. It's about a little girl that's in the house and she's been scratching. She scratches people.
No shit. I don't think I've
It's
ever.
supposed to be like super active in there.
He wants to be scratched.
Well, I don't know if I want to be scratched.
That's why he married you, Dawn. I get it.
I've been bit, so might as well get scratched too, right?
Let's see. Jim's got a great sense of humor too. But that's what I love about you guys too, is that you're not all about the glitz and glamour. Sure, the Conjuring House is great, but your bucket list is something most people haven't heard of. That's killer. And Dawn, I mean, I'm sorry, I cut you off. You did say Gettysburg, but you've been there. So what's your American bucket list? New Orleans?
You
You seem like a voodoo type, no?
I don't really know. I've never.
Oh, that's funny. Nicole knows the Saley House. She actually goes, have you ever been to Queen Mary? Because she's in California. Queen Mary's a bucket list of mine.
Yeah, I've heard of it for sure. I've seen video about it. It's been on TV like a dozen times or so, but it seems like a pretty cool thing to go through.
So Dawn doesn't have an American bucket list.
Yeah, I would be interested in. We did go to the Smith Anderson Cemetery. You know about that one in Wyndham.
Oh yeah.
The one you were supposed to meet me at last year, and we never hooked up because of Corona.
Yeah. Well, we went down.
We went down. You forgot.
Did I really? I smoke a lot of weed. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, we went after we had a doctor's appointment, and we went down, and I don't know. I think you said you forgot something. I don't know.
Yeah. But this is what was messed up with that. We got down there. There was a car down there, and the windows were rolled down in it, and the keys were in the ignition.
No one in sight.
Nobody around.
And we were there for a while.
And it was like overcast and kind of like it was like sprinkling and just gray looking.
Yeah, it was a little odd. And so like we're there, we're like, all right, so we'll do.
You walked the whole cemetery, didn't find anybody in the cemetery?
No, I looked. I was looking in trees to see if somebody
we looked.
Went down there, they were depressed or some shit. I was looking in every tree.
I get you.
Looking all around the area.
That's smart thinking. Nothing though.
No, snapped a shit ton of pictures, but we didn't stick around long because that car being abandoned. Well, it wasn't abandoned, but
it seemed
it seemed like it was, but we didn't call it into the cops afterwards. But
yeah, I was like, I don't know. I mean, if somebody wants to check on this and make sure somebody's okay.
Yeah.
Because it was just weird. We were there for a while, and and it's like down, like nobody's just gonna park a car down there just to go somewhere, especially if they leave their keys with the windows down and the keys in the ignition.
That's so bizarre.
Isn't that weird?
So we kind of like looked over the papers afterwards for a couple weeks just to see if anything came of it, but we never saw anything. But it was just totally definitely weird.
Yeah, it puts you in a different frame of mind when you're walking through the place,
You guys have weird shit happen to you in cemetery.
Oh yeah, quite a bit.
It follows
It follows me.
Well, what's funny? Anderson's known for cars being moved or windows being up and down, but the keys in the ignition, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, that was insane.
Tell him, Milton. Tell him what's up.
But
hi, Betsy Brown. What's going on? Just checking in. Here we go. Jenny Wade. That's the Jenny. Okay, I'm thinking Jenny Wade house. That's the one in Gettysburg where she got shot baking bread.
Oh yeah.
And she was the only casualty during the Civil War that was a civilian, not a war. And there's the bullet holes in the door still, and the statue is her. That's killer. That's in Gettysburg. I've been to that. I've been to Devil's Den and stuff. So Jim, before we start getting crazy, we still got about 28 minutes left, but I know I'm going to go off topic. I want to talk to you about Old Landing Road and the Tuck Museum and your whole family right at Goody Cole in Hampton, New Hampshire. Everybody listening, Hampton, New Hampshire is home to Eunice Goody Cole, New Hampshire's only woman or person found guilty of witchcraft. She was an older lady, and she lost everything because of the witchcraft accusations. I went to go see her memorial. I went live. I do that kind of often because you know me. And right across the street, there's a bunch of little memorial stones. And Jim Brown goes, "That's my family."
Right?
Said, no way.
Yep.
I'm curious.
Yeah, John Brown is one of the original founders of that town. He came over in, I believe it was 1635, to Salem originally, and then him and Stephen Batchelor and a handful of other people just migrated up to what is now Hampton, New Hampshire. So they have Founders Park, and all those stones there are original settlers of
Founding families.
Founding families. That's around that little park with that green. I wish I could share it.
Yep.
But I have it. That's why I real quick, I got my Facebook page loaded up. And it's Old Landing Road, the Hampton River. 1638, Stephen Batchelor.
Yeah.
Yes, 1638. We're talking Pilgrim.
Absolutely. And but John's father was born in Scotland and went to London, England, where John was born. And while John was a baker and a shipbuilder, and then he migrated to
a candlestick maker.
Yeah, the candlestick maker. but migrated over here to what is now Hampton, New Hampshire.
Yeah, bakers and shipbuilders were big jobs back then. I mean, even the baker, you feed people. People didn't know how to cook bread and shit. You're almost a magician, a wizard to cook bread.
Right. So actually, and he was one of the most educated, I guess, in the town, because a lot of people didn't have any education back in the day.
No.
And but he built the first bark in the town with the small little ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called a bark. He built the very first one there.
I didn't know that. Is that the museum across the street, the Tuck Museum? Do they have that there inside the barn?
No, I don't.
No shit.
No.
Wow, that area is crazy there because they have like a little schoolhouse by the witch thing, by the park. But basically, that was your town, right? Before it was Hampton. Wow.
Yep. So there are still some people in my family there. I don't know who they are, but there's still Browns down there because it's been, so long ago. But he ended up being, I guess, the third wealthiest in the town, had the third most. Two of his farms. He owned 3 farms in that town.
No shit.
2 are still up and going, and they still belong in the family, which is amazing enough because.
Whoa, we're talking 300-year-old farms, dude.
Yeah, and he actually.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he lived to be 98 years old, according to all the records I was able to dig up, which is unheard of for, back. And then he died in 1868, I believe. 1686.
Wow! Holy shit! Dude.
And we found his stone.
Yeah.
We found it. There's like 3 cemeteries there.
Oh,
and we went to all of them trying to find. And so like we found like it was the last cemetery that we actually ended up going to because we were like, all right, we searched. We searched. We didn't find anything. We found like a ton of family members at every one.
Yeah.
What was that? But
wow.
But then the last one that we went to, we're searching, and it was cool because it was it was just all like just slate stone.
Yeah.
And we were like following through, and we found like it must have been his grandson or his son or something, with the date on it, and then. It was literally like
Jim's great uncle, basically.
No, like
these are like 10 times whatever's, and
back from like the 1600. So we're in the last. We had scoured the whole last cemetery, and we're like going over to the final corner of this one. It's the smallest one, and by this tree, there's just like this old slate.
It's just like a stone.
There's just slate, skinny.
Like a rock stone?
Like a rock.
Just a piece of slate.
like oval.
They couldn't afford. Yeah, you couldn't really afford people to chisel shit back then. They put a rock, and that was good
and
enough.
all it had chiseled in it was JB.
Oh my god,
that was it.
And that was it. And so it was amazing. Like it was like the last thing that we found. Excuse me.
But I was able to.
People say, "Oh, go ahead." Sorry.
I was actually able to see like the stones to some of my grandfathers that were there. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Well, some people. What I was going to say is some people kind of give cemeteries shit and go, "Why are we taking up land? Why don't we just bury them? What's the big deal?" But that's just called remembering, and you get to go back and trace your bloodline back to fucking.
And it's emotional. It's fucking emotional when you go there. I was fighting back tears. I said, "Holy shit! I can't even believe I'm feeling like this."
This is stuff you get to bring Big Milton to. Check it out. So Heather's in love with your son. What is Milton's favorite toy right now? He is too cute. Heather.
Well, right now it's a mouse pad.
Right now he's chewing on a mouse pad.
Oh, is it the one you guys had? That's like your cake looked like. You guys had the Conjuring House and shit on your cake. I saw
we
that.
did, yeah.
We did. And okay.
How'd that taste?
Good. But he likes Mickey Mouse stuff.
The Conjuring House was made out of modeling chocolate. The rest of the cake was other stuff. But yeah,
Heather watches those baking shows, cooking shows.
His favorite toy is anything Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
yeah.
He's got a couple stuffed little Mickey Mouses.
It's all about it.
Oh, you know what that means? Dawn's bucket list is Disney World in Florida now.
Right. We'll check that place. It's probably got something going on.
Not my bucket list.
I've been twice. It's really kind of cool, honestly. They have some adult parts. You go to like the Epcot Center and they get like the Italian restaurant, the German restaurant, and we have bratwurst. They all come out.
Yeah.
Hey, German style, you know. Whatever. It's a good deal. You know.
My daughter actually just asked today if we could go to Disney.
See, I knew it.
Yeah. Well, she can't listen. She can't even go out the front yard because she doesn't listen.
Oh, well, forget it then. If you're not going to pull that shit. Jim, when we grew up, you had to listen to you don't get nothing. Sorry.
Right. But I grew up for 4 years in Berlin when I was a kid. My father was in the military.
No way.
Yeah, so I lived there from 72 to 76.
This is what got Jim into it.
And this is what got me into paranormal, which happens to a lot of people why they get into it is off experiences.
Was the wall up then?
And mine have been shadow figures is what happened to me when I was a kid. And
really?
It was right in my brother's and my bedroom. And sometimes it would be 1, 2, or 3. It didn't happen every day. It didn't happen every month. But it happened often for the 4 years that we were there. And it was pretty messed up, man. It scares the shit out of you when you're a kid because you don't know. And you tell your parents and they kind of are going, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Just kind of like making you feel better, but probably thinking.
Stupid kids. Imagination. But when you say it happened often, you act like it's almost like a part of life. Was it something you just kind of brushed it off? Do you think? Or
after a while, yeah. After a while, and then you just tend to like block things out, I think, as you get older. And, but it was real funny because I have an older son, and him and his wife have a house, and he was having certain feelings in his house. So I brought the B11 over, and we went through it. He was just recording using his cell phone, and we were asking questions there, and I was asking if anything was there that followed me from Germany back here, and it said yes. And then I said, is it anything that wants to hurt me or my family? And it was no.
I hope not.
So,
yeah.
So, and it's really
don't trust
weird, it, because I wasn't. I mean, you talk to people about things kind of like attaching to you or following you here and there. I don't feel attached to, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's something that is like watches over you or anything.
Dawn, real quick, Dawn, does he ever act funny to you? Does it ever come back? Seriously. Well, besides funny Jim.
No.
Does it ever come back and you're like, no. Do you guys ground yourself? Do you use like sage or any sort of gems, rocks, protection, prayers, anything like that?
No, you know what? We just use like a positive attitude, man, and we're respectful wherever we go.
I like that.
And that's what we do. And we go to cemeteries and we walk in through the gate and just ask permission if they mind if we have conversations. And
we had a conversation with the SB11, that said, do you want us to go? And they said yes, so we left.
Yeah, we left.
We just stopped.
Yeah, we just said thank you very much.
That's how me and Heather are. If we feel uneasy or if we feel like we're not wanted, or if something tells us get the fuck out, we're like, peace. There's 3 million places I can go to right now. I don't need to be here. I just don't. Yep, I agree with that. I'm gonna go off script a little bit. What's something you guys do for shits and giggles? What's your go-to besides paranormal shit? You guys go to the movies? Do you guys go for a long ride? Do you go play
live music?
What's that?
Just watching live music as much as we can.
I dig that.
Yeah, she's got a friend of hers that has he does a lot of stuff on his own acoustically, but he has a band. It's we'll give him a plug, Shark Martin.
Oh, please do. Sharp Martin. Awesome.
Yeah.
And anybody listening, type that in the comments or anything. If you can find it, download it. SharpMartin, Sharp Martin.
Nope. Shark.
Like
Sharks. You gotta ask. Yeah, definitely join chat if you need to. If you want to, you guys can type in chat if you see on the right there.
Okay.
Feel free if I miss anything too. What you go to for food? You guys like barbecues? You like? I know you mentioned Italian earlier.
Yeah, I like just food in general, but I do like barbecue. I like Italian food. I like barbecue.
That's cool. That's cool, man. We're talking to Jim Brown, and as you guys used to know her, Dawn Marie, but Dawn Brown recently. Congratulations again to the newlyweds. We're talking to them right now. They used to be the Paranormal Haunted Investigators, switched over now to a really cool name. Not that wasn't cool, but Tombstone Paranormal. That's a pretty rad name. It sounds like a cool metal band or something. We're Tombstone Paranormal. That's pretty rad. Because I think that's where it starts for a lot of people is when people think first and foremost, not just Halloween, which I love, but when you think of ghosts and just anything, you really think of cemeteries. And no one died there, but I think a lot of people follow their funeral process. I think a lot of people possibly stay with their bodies. And if not, even if it's not haunted, it's just a beautiful sight. The old school, as much as it sounds morbid, the old school tombs, you get the weeping willows on them, the skull and crossbones, especially in New England. That's really, I think, majestic. So you guys do carvings or tracings or anything like that? Or just pictures?
Just pictures mainly.
That's how I am. Pictures and videos. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy looking in the stones. Sometimes I don't know. And I know people do like rub-ins and stuff, and that's all cool. I just don't like to touch them as much.
I'm not a big groper either. I'll get a little bit of a feeling, but I'll leave a penny. You guys must leave pennies and trinkets probably. Yeah. You definitely. Oh, people are chiming in. Mac and cheese and lobster tails. Good Lord, Betsy. That's good. Heather's making bagel bites. Oh my God.
I would do that.
Boy, I'm going to go out. Let me see. Let's plug some shit because we got about 13, 15 so minutes left.
Well,
where can people find your stuff? You guys on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, anything like that? Go ahead and plug your stuff real quick.
Yeah, we just started doing a little bit of YouTube stuff, but not a whole heck of a lot. I do it to do it because I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's something that I love to do, and I'd love to do it. And I'm going to slowly put more things out there because I'm not really looking for much more than what we're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was able to tell a story on the Travel Channel on Paranormal Night Shift.
That's right, too. And that's available on Discovery Plus, I think.
Yep. And it's on Hulu. It's on YouTube. It's on Sling. It's on a bunch of other.
What's the name of it again? Say it again to those not listening.
Paranormal Night Shift.
I'm going to type that in.
And it was, I believe it was the
fifth episode.
The fifth episode. It's like the second story called The Resident. It's about.
Go put him in the packing plate. You want to?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I was just putting that in too.
Yes. Oh, that's cool. Oh, people love the kid.
Yeah, the fifth episode. I think it was called The Resident. It was about like a job where he used to work in Bridgeton, actually.
Bridgeton, Maine.
Yeah.
I saw it there. How do you feel about these investigations, Dawn? Do you do research? Do you kind of just go like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like you really get into it? And like, you seem to go right along with him for being a mother of two and having your own life to live. You seem very fascinated. And I mean, you guys picked wedding pictures in the fucking cemetery, Conjuring House on your cake. That's not just him pulling strings. That's very much you too.
Well, we got married on National Paranormal Day, but that was for Jim.
Right.
You guys stay in the bar for everybody out there.
Right. In the old red church, which is supposedly haunted too.
Standish, Maine, 1804. I name dropped that in the comments.
Yeah.
You know me. I've been there. The top chapel's haunted. I knew a girl that went to school there, supposedly, my buddy's wife. She goes, I used to go to church there. It's not haunted. I go, well, since you say so, I guess it's not. Like, in my eyes, it is, because it's old. And it's got a lot of lore. There's 2 cemeteries right across the street, I think, or 1, right?
It's got one right across the street. We actually got pictures.
That's where
some wedding pictures were done in there.
That's awesome. I thought it was Anderson. That's what it looked like. No shit. That's how much I know.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys got across the street. Leave it to YouTube. Red Church and oh, that's dope.
But the research, we like doing research on places, but after the fact, after we go in, so we don't already have something set in our heads of.
Yeah, like obviously,
awesome. It is awesome
stuff that you hear about all the time. Like you already know, like those stories, but like to do like more background stuff, it's like after.
And that's like some of the cemeteries we do. Sometimes we give more information, and sometimes we're pretty vague with it, hoping that somebody might be interested in it, and we already gave them where it is and what the name of it is, and they might want to look it up and do some research on their own. Because if you've only got a handful of people doing all the research all the time, what are they going to do when these people decide not to do it anymore? They're going to be able to know the avenues to go discover it on your own. So the more people that can actually go out and do some research, the better off everybody's going to be.
That's the way to approach it. Honestly, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do, and everybody has to do everything. But that's the good mentality, and the way to do it is to do that, because you want to know what you're getting into, right? And you want to somehow have a respect and aspect to it. And like you guys say, if worst comes to worst, you learn some history. If it's not a haunting, there's a history. Right. And I think you both take it as a couple. Some people don't. There's the girl that does, which there's actually a lot of girls in the field. And then there's a guy that just does. But couples like me and Heather, you two together, there's not a lot of couples that do that. And you guys meld right like together. Do you guys ever contradict each other on a hunt? Or do you ever like, I should go here, no, you should do that? Or do you ever get a little bit, not like fighting, but just you guys have different ideas, I guess, maybe?
No, I like just like the filming and the photography aspect of it the most, and like watching him kind of do it. So that's his thing, and I get excited for him. So I let him kind of just like do his thing.
Like Heather says, may everyone find a love like Dawn and Jim. Have a wonderful night. You too, Heather. I love you very much. I'll talk to you.
Good night, Heather.
I met my buddies in New Hampshire tonight in Rochester. She's out in Saco, Maine. I spent some time kind of drifting back and forth for now until I get my mom's house sold. Rest her soul. Yeah. Hopefully he's gonna sell that soon and get my own trailer or yurt if I have my way. Maybe another RV. I don't know. I'm kind of in between places, but in the meantime, as you know, Jim and Dawn, you guys follow my shit. I'm kind of like you guys. I like to explore. Whether I'm door dashing which is a lot, or just driving. If I see a cemetery, it's pause, get out, and I'm taking pictures, and I'm going back later going, oh, okay. And I notice a lot of people, Becca Thomas is another one from Cemetery Diaries, but you really are, when it comes to cemeteries, man, that's what you're about. Both of you guys are about, and you guys really grab the lore of it. Do you guys remember your first cemeteries at all? I remember mine in Lisbon where I grew up, but
our first together?
Or just in general, I guess. Together too, though. Both questions. Both separately and both together. Your first ones. You remember them?
I mean, the first one was like, mine was in St. Clairsville, Ohio, where I grew up.
Was where?
St. Clairsville, Ohio.
Oh, I didn't know that. You talked a little about Ohio earlier. You grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, real quick, push pause. Why'd you move to New Hampshire, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, we live in Maine, but so my dad's side of the family is from here.
Oh, right on.
My mom's side of the family is from down there.
No shit. You see how things happen, and you would never met Jim if you were staying in fucking New Orleans, in Ohio. You know? You did that earlier, actually. I think we actually Ohio, and I said Ohio. That's right.
We worked together.
That was your first way out there. Is it like what do they have? 1700s, 1800s in Ohio? They're still fairly old.
I know that. It's funny. I remember moving, or like when I would come visit in the summers here growing up, like how different the cemeteries are. And I was so used to like the huge cemeteries. They're enormous down there. And then I would come here and they're like these like tiny like
family plot ones with like 3 stones.
Yeah.
Welcome to New England.
Yeah, so I was super like confused. I was like, But
no shit. Really?
Yeah.
So your first together must have been Anderson, I bet. No? That seems to be
one we got shot at was our first one together.
Was what?
The one we got shot at Marston Cemetery. That's not the night we got shot, though.
No.
But that was
Shotgun wedding.
Right. we were at that one a few different times before we get shot at, which
right.
But that
That's
was
so
our
fucked
first
up.
one.
I'm never gonna forget that now. You know that, right? You guys literally imprinted a memory. Jim Brown and Dawn Marie Brown got shot in a cemetery once, got shot at. That's fucked up. That's Jim, what's your first one that you can remember? Are you from that area? You're from New Hampshire, border?
Sebago.
Military brat.
I was born in Bangor, actually. But
Jesus.
And then I lived in
shit.
Virginia, Massachusetts, Germany.
So you ever been to Mount Hope, where Stephen King shot Pet Cemetery in Bangor? I went once, but it was nighttime. The gates were closed.
I've been by his house when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I didn't actually move back to Maine until my father retired. I was 15.
No shit.
So
You were in Germany for a while. That's right, too.
Yeah, so I was
that
living in
makes sense.
Sebago.
Military brat. Yeah. Military brat.
There's a little cemetery by my parents' house in Sebago, which was kind of the first one. Yep. Potter Cemetery.
Potter.
And there's probably only about, I don't know, maybe 15 stones in it.
Wow. Every time I go over that area, Freiburg or Bridgeton or something like that, Sebago, you're like, you're by that neck of the woods. I've been there. Like, it's funny, just by a stone or a name, the cemetery. That's pretty good. We got about 5 minutes left. Is there anything we haven't touched on that you guys would like to talk about? Any shout outs? Or this will go to YouTube and I'll have it all downloaded and stuff. It'll go on replays.
No, we're going to do an event.
What's coming up?
In October. It'll be the 22nd of October. It'll be right.
You go back to Vesselboro with Toby and them?
No,
we're going to be there the week before. It's
the week before we'll be up there.
Oh,
this will be the week
try to get
after.
to that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll go up to that one the week before. Then the 22nd.
Narragansett.
We'll be at Narragansett in Bridgeton. It's an old farmhouse that was built in 1793, I believe, and it has a ton of history there. And a friend of mine is he's kind of the caretaker there, but he's involved in the Historical Society in Bridgeton. So he wants to have an event there, and we're going to do the paranormal aspect of it for them. And I'm going to set up equipment, and we're going to have people there, and I'll show them how to use stuff and let them get involved in everything. And
I love that.
Yeah,
I kind of love tutoring some. I kind of love bringing the newbies in. And I'm not saying, like you said, we're not saying earlier that there's any experts, but we're kind of old dogs. We've seen a cemetery or two. So it's kind of cool to bring someone under your wing and be like, this is what a cemetery is like at night. I'm like, oh, yeah, virgin blood. Yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. Wait till you smell the cemetery mist at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they should bottle that shit. People get all fucked up. Whoa, really? But we're a rare breed, and you guys know that. But the thing is, look, you're both hardworking people. You're a mother of two. You're married, but you're not drinking goat blood. You guys enjoy cemeteries as opposed to walks at the botanical gardens, which is nothing wrong with that. I do that too. Right. But that's something we have in common. I know we got about 3 minutes left. We can go a little bit over if you don't mind. It's been a great talking to you guys. You guys have supported my shit for a long time. And I followed your shit for a long time, stuff. And we got to collaborate a lot more because you guys are very down to earth and quiet like me. And I like that because you're very chill. And I know it's hard because you get your kids and it's never, but next time we got to plan something and I can't back out. I got to write it down. Oh, look, I forgot. Debbie, she's been into horror movies and stuff. She'd go to Wyndham. Yeah, Wyndham's where Anderson Smith is. I'm going to talk about that real quick because, like Jim said, that's about 300, maybe about 100 feet off the road with no sign, a little dirt road. It's right down the road from the jail, right down the road from Binger's Wingers. And down the road from that is Brown Cemetery, which is Chute Road. And there's two girls seen playing hopscotch there that supposedly were missing and died in a well nearby. Yeah. And they're seeing or something. But then you go to Anderson, and Anderson's like it's whole other world. I went down there once, and a Wyndham cop showed up and told us there was a brothel out back. Two girls were getting guys from Westbrook to come over and bang them in the tent out back and stuff. I just used to mess around. Of course, there's trails and stuff, but to see a car there with keys in it, that's wild.
Yeah.
You guys go there a lot because, like you say, even though you're not super close, you make the trek into that. That one really stands out, Anderson Smith, with the Anderson tomb and them knocking back and all that shit. What is it? What's that little grave, too? Rasheba or something? A little slave that's there?
With all
the toys and
the little girl.
Well, that's the baby. That's the baby.
Yeah.
Freda. Freda.
There is this what is it? The cemetery in Freiburg, in town Freiburg.
Oh, Limbo.
Yep, that has a slave that's buried there.
Freiburg, where the Freiburg Fair is, that town? Oh, see.
Yeah, that same town. It's right on
right
Main
next
Street.
to the library.
It's right by the library. There's a cemetery out back.
Can't I think? Is that by the Admiral Perry Monument, the little rock thing?
So
no?
Pretty close to it.
Excuse me.
I spent the Christmas Eve there. Me and Heather spent the night at Admiral Perry Inn on Christmas Eve a couple years ago.
Admiral Perry Inn
Nice.
is on the road next to the gas station, and this cemetery is like on the other side of the gas station.
Jesus, really?
Yep.
It sits right
I must be
behind.
liars. I can't think. It's not
So the
showing
red
up.
building
right?
in Freiburg is the historical society building. Excuse me. It sits right behind that,
By the bank?
Yeah.
past like right next to the gas station.
Right in that same area. There's a new
Fuck,
gas.
almost in North Conway at this point.
No, nope. Mm-mm. So you're right.
I got to Google
Right where-
map it.
Yeah, you're. It's before the post office.
And there's a little intersection. You can take a left. Give Dawn some water, Jim.
I have water. I've been having this cough for like a month now. It's ridiculous.
Well, give her something else, but shut the camera off first. I don't want to get. I love you guys. I love you guys.
But yeah, there is a slave buried there in Limbo, and I did post a big write-up when I posted that cemetery
a little over a year ago.
for him individually, because it's a giant write-up about him.
Oh, I got to meet you guys out there. Then another summer's coming, and the mighty C COVID is gone.
Right.
We can maybe hang out this summer, and I'd love to come down to your neck of the woods. You guys
Oh,
can show me around
absolutely, yeah.
Freiburg.
Yeah. There's a lot around here to check out.
There's like a little barbecue grill place. Like they do like a little barbecue place.
302.
Yeah, 302 Grill. And you
Where's
go
the, where's
past
the graveyard from there?
just about 100 yards on the left, past it.
That doesn't make sense to me. I don't. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, you can't.
Right.
You have.
Like
to
I said,
know
you're
where
not
it
a
is.
liar. You guys have been there more than me. I just don't know why my brain
You
can't.
need to know where it is to spot it, because all there'll be on Main Street is a little sign. It's probably about maybe 2 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah, it's
that
tiny.
says Center
It's
Freiburg Center Cemetery 1793 or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pull it up now.
Look at that. Debbie says Jim. I'm sorry, I got a buzz. 9% beers, man. Jim and Don are great. Look at this out. This thing right here. It's like 9.5%.
Actually, we did meet Debbie last year at the
Paracon.
at the
Parafest.
Parafest in Vassalboro.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
was
they're
sitting in
all up there.
on a paranormal panel.
A lot of the people there.
Sorry,
Tom
Adam.
Brown, I used to sing in a band with Chris Brown. I used to Toby and them. I just it's hard to be everywhere at once. There's so many fucking things.
All right,
going
Adam,
on.
you
I
can't
gotta
really
pick
see
and
this
choose.
very well, but it's literally right behind the Freiburg Library. I'm gonna just show you. On the
Oh,
map.
thank you. A little bit more right there. Yep, the Freiburg Library. This is the main street. Oh wow, it's tiny then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very, very,
So
very.
there's
very.
no big signs. There's no big. I'm thinking.
Oh
it's
no,
like,
the sign is legit. Like
Like 2
I'm not
feet.
that. How is it, Don?
Yeah.
I'm not. See, okay. 'Cause
I'm not good with measurements.
I would think.
I'll say.
I'm thinking it's a big archway sign, but it's not.
No, mm-mm.
Okay,
It's just a tiny little sign.
Mhm.
so it's a little bigger than a family cemetery ish. It's
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was funny when we were in there looking around. One of the Freiburg Academy, I guess, history teacher
This is a civics teacher. Yeah.
was looking over the fence, going, "Oh, you're looking at Limbo's grave?" And I go, "I don't know." And he goes, "He's right there in front of you." And then he was giving me information of the guy.
So we looked the story up
So
afterwards.
I read the story after. It was right on Google.
What is it?
And this poor guy was basically like plucked right off the riverbank in Africa, where he grew up, thrown in a boat with a bunch of other people. Ended up in Freiburg, Maine, and he worked for one of the Fries, which was the founding family of the town. He wasn't treated very well. So the people that have what's that restaurant right across the street?
Oxford House Inn.
The Oxford House Inn.
Yes.
The people that owned that at the time were able to have him live with them, and they treated him more like a family member. And
Oh,
yeah,
that's,
so he was
that's
basically
union, baby.
yeah, so he was basically
It's a good story.
Yeah, it's a tearjerker story.
You
Quite
guys
honestly.
literally uncovered half the history of fucking Freiburg.
Right.
And this guy handed you the information and said, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and you took it and ran.
Yeah.
That's astonishing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. See, and that's why it sucks. We're almost out of time. When I'm drinking, yeah, I got a little buzz. We're talking to Jim Brown and Dawn Marie, as you guys know her, but it's Dawn Brown now. They've been around for a while. You guys have been doing some good shit, and I know you're busy as hell. What else you guys got coming up? Must be some sort of, I mean, obviously you guys just do whatever.
Right.
You don't really run events because, like I say, you're just like me. You're modest investigators that don't want to not rip people off, because I'm not saying people do. Have you done Swan Island yet with them?
We
We did.
Last year. We
did it last year.
I've heard a lot about Swan Island, the cemetery.
That was fun.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was really good. That was a good time.
I got to meet you guys at Gambo sometime in Wyndham. Gambo Powder Mill.
Yes. Right, at the powder mill, yeah.
19 people died there in explosions. And I wanted to do a free thing last year, and I didn't because of Corona. But I definitely want to get together with you guys. A couple minutes left or so.
Are you doing Swans Island this year?
I want to. I want to. There's so many things. I get nervous putting my name to it because I don't want to have to back out and feel like, oh,
yeah.
I don't want people
it
to think
was
it's
super
offense.
awesome. And we were gonna go this year, but last year was just Jim and I. I was super pregnant, but with this year with Milton, and it was cold, so I was just worried with Milton. I mean, he's only 8 months old, so
it gets cold in those islands at night in Maine, dude.
Yep.
Maine, even in the summer, it gets cold at night.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna wait. We'll probably do it next year because it's totally something that the kids can go to.
Yeah.
But Travis and Toby are awesome. I like the fact that they like to make fun of Jim all the time, so I enjoy being around them.
Yeah.
Right.
I like the Harvey brothers. Toby, when he was going through his Corona thing, we talked a little bit, and he almost handed me a case that he needed help with, but he ended up pulling out, which is great. He wanted to help me with my accident too, and I said, "No, you're going through enough shit with Corona. Please don't."
Mm.
And I know Travis is busy, but they're good people.
Yeah. And
yeah,
Chris,
that's really cool.
amazing.
Swan Island is definitely like, what was it originally called? Thompson Township or something?
excuse
I
me.
forget now, but it used to be a township or something. But anyway, it's been a great hour. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna have you guys on, maybe on my radio show. Have you guys individually, because we can have one at a time. We'll talk or something, and definitely on the vodcast again. And I want to see you guys in person. Check Jim and Dawn out on Tombstone Paranormal. YouTube is kind of in motion, right?
Yep.
We haven't changed that over yet. We're just changing over just the Facebook page right now. And honestly, we've been really slacking on that because we pretty much just put it on our own page.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've been slacking.
Super busy, getting ready for a wedding because we did it all ourselves. And it just took a lot,
Dude, I tell you what, that's fantastic because you're two people that a lot of people in this field look up to, and you did a lot, and you're both doing a lot with a great family. And I'm excited for what the future holds, and I can't wait to see you guys in person. Have you back on the show. Check out Tombstone Paranormal because there's some great shit. Not every cemetery needs to have the white lady or the black rose or whatever. There's beautiful information and history in every cemetery.
Absolutely.
And you guys find it, and you guys share a lot of it and bring it to light. And I think it's appreciated in the field of historians and people that like that stuff. Keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely, brother.
All right. Have a good night.
Have a good one.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your
Take
time.
care.
I'll get you the copy soon, and have a good night. And thanks everybody in chat for watching. I appreciate all of you. Have a good night, everybody.